right, and we are live. How is everybody doing? 1 second, please. This was a really strange start to the live stream. I had a couple technical issues, but thank you all for waiting. And I know you can see a black screen right now. Bear with me. Bam, we're back. Let's get a quick audio visual check. I want to make sure everything's fine before I get started here. Got the furry jacket with a hoodie underneath today because it's fucking the Arctic Circle out here in Dubai right now. Like, it's absolutely ridiculously cold right now. It's unbelievable. So, gotta be layering up. Felt like I'm in bloody Scotland or something. Here we go. What's up? Let's see what's going on. Caster's at... Oh, never mind. I thought someone said Caster's at 4 cents. I was about to have a heart attack. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Everyone's saying we're good in the chat. All good, all good. Perfect, okay. Guys, welcome to the stream. If you're excited for this one, smash up those likes. Let's get those likes going. You already know the deal. This is going to be a good live stream. Bitcoin finally showing its first real volatility in about 8 days, right? Bitcoin entered a range that lasted just 7 days and 17 hours. Bloody hell. And is now finally dropping down a little bit. I see those likes. Thank you all very much. Smash them up as you're coming in, guys, if you're excited for this live stream. But the better this live stream does, the more I'm staying up. It's 1 a.m. here in Dubai, but that is not going to stop me. If you guys are enjoying this live stream, I'm going to keep it coming. We ended up breaking critical support at 45.8. We were able to use the support for about a month, just under a month, 23 days, and unfortunately it did end up collapsing just now. I did mention in one of my recent videos that I wasn't expecting this area to hold the support for much longer, and I showed you guys why I didn't expect it to be a strong level of support, and that's primarily because it's not actually a level that Bitcoin interacted with much previous to this drop right here and these support hits. It's just not a level that was historically very interesting or useful, and so I basically felt like Bitcoin was bouncing off borrowed support for lack of a proper expression, and you know, the balance, you know, like, what do you call that expression where you're like on borrowed time? This is borrowed support, and so yeah, we did see a little bit of a collapse right here. We're seeing an uptick in volume. If you take a look at the volume moving average down here, there is definitely a big increase in volume in this market right now. So pretty fair to say, I think, that there is some fear going around in this market. To state the obvious, the fear and greed index for yesterday, it's going to update in 2 hours, but for yesterday was at a reading of 23, and so we are going to probably be significantly lower. Is the audio bad? Someone's saying audio is bad. Can you guys just let me know? The mic is peaking. Okay, sorry about that. This should be a lot better. Sorry about that. Oh wow, thanks for all the likes, guys. This is huge. This is what I'm talking about for these live streams, guys. You guys do this, we're having a great live stream. Here we go. This should be a lot better now. Hopefully this is fixed. Thank you for letting me know in the comments. By the way, camera should be completely fine now as well. I'm really happy with that. What was I talking about? Right, the volume. So showing us that I think there's going to be quite a lot of fear in this market, and I think we're going to be seeing this drop by a little bit. So those of you, you know, in the United States, for example, you're going to be wide awake while that fear and greed updates. Maybe we'll even be carrying on the live stream at that time, so that would be pretty good. Here's the other thing is, yeah, there's two key areas of support that I've had drawn on this chart now, and the first one was 44,000 and the second one was 42, and we've already dipped a little bit below this $44,000 area. We fell all the way to a low of 43.7. We're now trading at 44.2, pushing 44.3. You know, the first thing that I want to think of right now, if I zoom in, is what is the possibility that we're in, you know, either a bear flag or a dead cat bounce or something of the sort like that, where, you know, really all Bitcoin is doing is getting a quick flash pump to the upside before potentially catching a little bit more resistance and then crashing right back down. I'm not super happy with the fact that Bitcoin already penetrated this area of support. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world, to be honest, because if we measure this move, you know, we are only down by, I mean, we did only fall down by about 0.77%. And I mean, this is what this channel is all about, right? I mean, you know, while we're seeing this massive dump and people are getting really scared, I want to be here to, yeah, just kind of level ourselves and just just look at this like sensible traders and analysts. I mean, of course, a lot of people are going to be losing their shit today, but you know, that doesn't mean that we should also be losing our mind. Somebody is asking me, why did Bitcoin dump? Well, I'm sure that if you Google it right now, you're going to see a million reasons for why Bitcoin's dumping. But you know, at the end of the day, news and people lie. What doesn't lie as much are the numbers, and really, I mean, it's pretty clear to me what happened. I was saying this in one of the previous videos, like I said, is that this 45.8k support level was not a strong area of support, and so I felt like we were testing it too much. I mean, we tested it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate bounces from this level before the 8th time collapsed. And guys, 7 bounces off a weak support level is too many. It's just too many, and so I think that's why we ended up seeing this little dip to the downside. And you know, I think what really makes this quite important right here is that, you know, Bitcoin was in this kind of consolidation range for a little while now, right? I mean, Ethereum was also in a little bit of a consolidation range. It's actually getting hit a touch harder than Bitcoin right now. Actually, not a touch, a little bit more than that. Harder than Bitcoin right now, just kind of approaching that support level that I mentioned to you guys in yesterday's Ethereum video. Guys, just smash up the likes if you saw that video, because that was bang on. You know, people don't like entertaining these kind of ideas, but again, that's what I got to be putting forward on this YouTube channel. Also, the dollar index, just before I get back to Bitcoin, did see a little move just before this video. So actually, my very last video on Bitcoin was all about the dollar index, and I was talking about how you know, if the dollar is going to be crashing, if the dollar is going to be rising, Bitcoin can probably dump quite hard, and if the dollar is going to drop, well, obviously Bitcoin can pump quite hard. And I was saying more likely we are going to see the dollar continue to rise, and of course that potentially means Bitcoin continuing to fall. So again, guys, if you're subscribed, if you've been hitting up those likes and stuff like that, you're going to be seeing all of that content exactly as it's getting released. Of course, if you're inside of our free Telegram channel with the first link in the description down below, again, you're going to be seeing all of that stuff exactly as it comes out. We give you more free analysis in the group. It looks a little bit like this. It's going to get pinged straight to your phone, so you'll get it on the go exactly when it's hot. You guys can't be missing this stuff just because you're away from the keyboard or something like that, right? Like, getting it on your phone is very, very valuable, and this is free. It's from me, it's from my team, and it's free. So check it out. It's the first link in the description. Pause the live stream here and come right back in. We've also just passed 1,200 viewers, so thank you guys very much. That makes this sadly our most successful live stream of like the past 3 months. So if you can do me a favor and smash up those likes, we're gonna smash it out of the park with this one. There's a lot of things to go through, so my mind is just doing like 200 miles per hour right now. It's hard to keep track of my own thoughts, but I want to level ourselves a little bit and just calm down for a second and talk about where the support and resistance is on this chart now, because I think this is the next key thing to acknowledge on this chart is where can we go? What are the key levels to look at? Like I said, 44,000 is an area of support, and we are finding some support right now. We are holding this level, which is pretty good. The issue is that if we rise, you know, we are going to start finding resistance at all of those same resistance areas, right? And so 45.8 is now a resistance area for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is able to recover back up to that level, that is where we can start to expect a little bit of support. But mind you guys, one of the key things I have been talking about on this channel now is that I am expecting a little bit of a flash dump down and then a very quick recovery, and I still think that that's possible. I still think that that is entirely possible in this market right now. And if it is indeed the case, well, then these resistance levels shouldn't be too scary for Bitcoin. I guess the main problem is that it's not just this area of resistance, right? If we look at the 4-hour EMA ribbon, for example, I just covered this yesterday. This EMA ribbon has still been mounting more resistance on Bitcoin, and you can see quite a few bam, 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 a lot of rejections right there, just constant like a hammer. You know, sending Bitcoin lower, just scary, ridiculous, you know, in terms of how effective this was. And then we look at the Ichimoku cloud, and I was warning you guys that even if Bitcoin can rise, it's still going to be encountering resistance. And the issue is we're just going to see all of this resistance pile on lower and lower now towards that 45.8k level. And again, if we take a look at the moving averages on this chart, I mean, this is going to very quickly kind of arch all the way down to that 45.8k level. I mean, if Bitcoin kind of takes let's say the next what is this, let me just measure what this looks like. The next kind of 2 days to rise back up to this resistance level. That's going to be plenty of time for the EMA resistance to catch up to Bitcoin, you see. And so that can be potentially pretty hazardous. And then again, in terms of resistance, there's a lot more resistance just in the middle of this range with the daily EMA ribbon, like I was showing you guys. And so, you know, from every angle, it just doesn't look good right now. And that's because we haven't had much volatility in the market for a long time. I mean, Bitcoin didn't break any key levels for a long time, you know, just to put this into perspective for you so that we can properly, you know, understand what's going on. Bitcoin was trading in a range where it didn't break any key levels, ladies and gents. This is a big, big point. Bitcoin didn't break any key levels for 31 days. And this is the first time we've broken a key level and it's bearish. And that is just going to do a lot to scare people. And like I said, that's kind of what we need, right? Like, obviously, it's hard for me to gauge sentiment right now because I can't even read your comments as I'm talking. But, you know, I think, you know, now is when I'd start to expect a lot of people to just start feeling like a pit in their stomach, like genuine fear and uncertainty and sadness even, you know. That's the kind of stuff that starts to settle in a market like this, and then fuck it, drop it a little bit lower and then bam, off to the moon. That's how this stuff generally works. And so let's start talking about, I've already covered the resistance, let's start talking about the support now, because again, this is all about the objective analysis that I'm trying to bring to you guys on this YouTube channel, guys, day in and day out. There's no compromises to this shit. We're fucking soldiers in this. If you find it useful, if you appreciate it, do me a favor as you're watching this video, if you haven't already, just throw a little thumbs up on this YouTube video, on this live stream for the algorithm. And let's talk about those support levels now. So 44k right here and 42, I think, being pretty strong. I also should have already had 40k drawn because this is the final frontier for Bitcoin, so to speak. And I'll actually just color this line slightly differently. We'll make it green. You know, I don't think Bitcoin is going to do very well if it drops below this line, but realistically, I don't even think we're dropping below 42. Potentially just a very quick, you know, flash dip, but really nothing serious at all, in my opinion. And if we switch it onto the 1 hour time frame, we can start to talk about these areas of support a little bit better. And actually, let's not do that. Let's actually just zoom out and talk about each of these support levels individually now. So the first level that I want to focus your attention on, I'm going to make it thicker, is this $44,000 area. This is where we are already trading at right now. Take a look at this. Let's just analyze some of the price interactions with this key level right here. So right over here in February of 2021, so this is a whole 11 months ago, Bitcoin ended up finding support off this level when it rallied, when it broke above the 40k level convincingly for the first time ever. And then it topped out at about 48,000 and dropped all the way back down to this 44k level, and it got a huge bounce. This was actually the final bounce that Bitcoin had before rallying up to that all-time high at 58. And so this was a huge move in the market to be rallying up. And actually, if we just measure this very quickly out of curiosity, that was a 32% pump that came off this level, right? So again, if we see the same 32% pump, that's going to put us at the same $58,000 level. So just want to put this into perspective for you guys and remind you all of what happened previously. I'm not trying to give you guys any false hope or anything like that. If you're extracting hope from what I'm saying, then you're probably too invested, you know, you're probably over invested in this market. And actually, just while I'm here, I want to talk about this 42k level as well, because they're just so similar, just these two thick yellow lines. You know, this has been a key bounce area for Bitcoin. When it topped out at 58k, it got a very quick dip down to this area. It found support with a wick over here, and then it even penetrated the range and it went back up, and then all right, here we go. Here's sound again. Sorry about that, guys. Just had a connection issue, but we're good now. We're good. We're back in business. Here we go. Okay, I get it. Stop shouting at me. Stop bullying me. You got like 500. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Someone said that it's too cold in Dubai and the wires aren't working. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with that story just for now. It is actually really cold in Dubai. It's 22 degrees Celsius, but it don't feel like it right now. It feels a lot colder than that because it's really windy. I was just saying at the beginning of this live stream, it feels like it's bloody Scotland out here. But anyway, let's just kick back into this live stream, guys. They're trying to take us down. We're getting the technical issues, but we're doing well. We're working this out. We'll be okay. Would I stay in a short position? I mean, if I was in a short position right now, I mean, here's the thing: is if I was in a short position right now, I definitely would have taken profits around over here. But you know, I would still anticipate further downside because, well, what I was saying when I got rudely cut off, and I don't actually know what the last thing you guys heard from me was, but what I was saying when I got cut off was that Bitcoin managed to get a big bounce over here, which from this very same support level, you know, was a 42% pump all the way up to $62,000. So the reason I'm showing this to you guys again is not to give you any false hope or anything like that. It's primarily so that you can just kind of appreciate what's going on when we've reached this area as support, because that's what we've done right now. That's what we are in at the moment, is this very same area that's triggered huge moves up in the market is where we are trading at right now. Now, here's the thing, is not only was this area support, and even on the dump, it wasn't huge support, but it was still support. Not only was this area support for Bitcoin when it was dropping down, it also acted as strong resistance for Bitcoin when it was rising up, right? Take a look at this. When Bitcoin bottomed out at about $29,000 and rallied, pardon me, all the way up to 42, this is exactly where it topped out, and it saw a fairly sizable correction. In fact, and this is what makes it really important, is that if we just measure this from high to low, this wasn't a very big drop. This was a 12% drop. But when we consider that on the daily chart, we had continuous upward candle movement, we didn't have a single correction in this trend until we hit the support level. This is why I'm trying to make a point with you guys that this is a really important bit of price action. I'm sorry, a very important level for Bitcoin, is that, you know, this was an absolutely critical area of resistance for Bitcoin, you know, when it was rising up. And when it was dropping, this was an absolutely critical area of support. So that makes this one of the best levels Bitcoin can possibly be at right now. You know, when we talk about a market completing its, you know, reversal and so on, like, it doesn't get much better than an area like this. The only other area that's as good as this on this chart, in my opinion, is $30,000. You know, this is also a very good area of support, in my opinion. So, you know, I'm not saying we're going to go there, but what I am saying is that in terms of like reaching a key level in order to, you know, potentially see a bit of a reversal, this is a very, very good one. Then we bring it even more ahead, and we can see again some nice bounces. We actually triggered a nice rally right here, and then drop down. You guys are really fascinated by my jacket today, bloody hell, really. I mean, this is and then we also saw, of course, this most recent bump right here. So you know, on the note of talking about support levels, I already covered resistance levels earlier on. I can't speak earlier on in this live stream, but on the note of talking about support levels, this is a very, very good area of support for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Guys, if you're enjoying this live stream so far as we're coming back in, we did have a little bit of a technical issue. Just do me a favor and smash up those likes. If you like the jacket, smash up those likes. If you don't like it, you can hit the dislike button. I don't even want you here, because this jacket is all about having a sense of style. I got it out in California, I don't even remember the town name. It was just way out in the desert. It was like somewhere on the way to Las Vegas, because I did a road trip to Vegas. It was really, really nice, and it is like by far, I don't even know how much it was. I think it was like $200, maybe the best $200 I've ever spent in my life. I like the jacket, but I don't like the dip. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I mean, dips are not super fun. But of course, this is where the opportunities happen. This is where people make money, guys. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm trading this stuff on Bybit. I'm not actually in a trade right now, but when I am trading, I'm doing it all on Bybit. And if you want to jump in, they've actually restarted their $4,100 bonus. So Bad style is also a style. They've actually restarted their 4.1k bonus, which means that if you use my link in the description down below, you're gonna get up to $4,100 for free to trade with into your Bybit account just by making your first deposit. So that's gonna take you like 10 minutes. In fact, it's gonna take you 1 minute to sign up. It's really, really quick using that link in the description. And then from there, when you make your first Bitcoin deposit, you'll get up to $4,100 for free. So definitely check it out. It's free money, which you can do whatever the hell you like with. And obviously, by the way, this is the main exchange you can buy Casta on right now as well. So definitely well worth taking a look at. I think we're about to have a debate about temperatures because people acting like 22 Celsius isn't cold. It is cold when you've lived in Dubai for a couple of months non-stop. It is actually very, very cold. So I hate to be the one that says it because I'm from London, but yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, that's the support dealt with. You know, in terms of other indicators providing support, unfortunately, I don't see any of it. I need to cover the chat. This is getting really distracting. If there's a problem with this stream, just, I don't know, telegram me or something. I can see my telegram messages. I see people asking about VIP, by the way. If you don't want to, I'm sorry, if you want to get in, I don't know if I can actually, I can't show you that information right now, but if you do want to get in, let me just bring that picture back on screen. 1 second. Bam, right there. If you do want to get in, follow this on screen. Let me just do it on this page right here. It is the first link in the description down below, and all these boxes, you already know the drill. Let's bring it back to the chart. If we zoom in again, we can actually see Bitcoin now trading below that 44k level. It looks like it could be forming potentially a bit of a descending triangle. You know, the thing is, and I really want you guys to keep this in mind, is that when volatility returns to the market, you know, we don't generally pause for a long time. So, you know, here's the thing is Bitcoin, you know, reinitiated, for lack of a better word, its volatility right here when it had the confirmed breakout with the volume and everything like that. And actually, by the way, there was some signs that this was about to happen. If you look at the volume in the preceding candles, you can see that there was a little bit of an uptick. Nothing you could have read too much into, to be honest, but it is still there. And then we ended up getting the drop to the downside. And, you know, generally when we get these kind of, you know, bursts of consolidation, like, you know, we are in right now, for example, on the 15-minute time frame, you can see pretty clearly that we're just kind of trading sideways on this chart right now. I know that my watermark is covering that. Let me just get rid of it. You know, you can see that, yeah, Bitcoin kind of consolidating a little bit. Now, generally, when we are in these kind of ranges, we're not going to consolidate for a very long time if we've already been consolidating on a large time frame before that, right? So this is another way of me saying that, you know, when we are in an area of, let's say, like, let me just demonstrate this to you with my paintbrush tool. If we are in an area of low volatility for a long time, and then we suddenly get a lot of volatility, if we start consolidating from there, that consolidation is usually going to be pretty quick before the next move happens, and again pretty quick before the next move happens, and pretty quick, and then the next move happens, and then generally that's just kind of what we see until, if I hide my camera and I move this out of the way, you can see that, you know, that's when we might start getting longer term consolidation again. But usually, if we've just come out of a long area of low volatility, we're going to enter an area of continuous high volatility for at least a short while. That's just generally what I've seen. I'm not saying that that's going to happen again. Obviously, none of this stuff is guaranteed. I don't have a crystal ball or anything like that, but I'm just explaining to you how, you know, the psychology of these markets just tends to play out. It's fairly predictable. I've seen it happen a lot of times, and that's why I'm saying that we could be in something similar right now. I mean, you know, just as I speak, switch it onto the 5-minute time frame, you know, Bitcoin really wants to dump, right? And I mean, if it sweeps this low at 43.7, that could be it, you know, until kind of like 42. So obviously, you know, if you're not already in a trade right now, it's probably a pretty stupid time to be in one. But you know, as far as long positions go, I mean, this is where I really want to start taking them on. I mean, ideally, I want to get the number from the Fear and Greed Index first. Again, it's going to take another 2 hours to update, so it's not going to be easy, but, you know, I mean, it's going to take some time, but I really want to see, you know, what people are doing on these charts right now. I actually also want to take a very quick look at these EXO charts. 1 second. Let me just make sure everything's fine. I don't want to... Okay, yeah, I can't show this to you. I know you guys probably don't even know what this is. This is probably going to look really confusing, but EXO charts are essentially, if I just zoom out a touch, EXO charts are essentially a visualization of where volume has been traded on these charts. So this is really, really interesting. Not EXO charts, that's just the name of this website, but I'll make this a lot easier to visualize, right? I mean, this is what you're used to. It's these candles that you're used to right now. Let me put this on a smaller time frame. Let's go for the 1 hour time frame. You know, these are the kind of candles that you're used to, and if I zoom out, it starts painting the trend that, you know, we've been looking at for quite some time now. This is the rally up to 53k. This is just to give you guys some context of what we're looking at right now, so you're not too confused. I'm about to blow your minds right now, guys. If you appreciate me showing you something new. Oh, look at that. Bitcoin's just, yeah, it's just swept that low. It's just swept that low. You can see this right here on the 1 minute time frame. I was talking about this low at 43.7, and it's now back in dump city. So like I said, these bouts of volatility, these bouts of consolidation, they're usually not very long before the move continues, and that's just because we're now in an area of high volatility. Doesn't mean that anyone's missing out on anything, right? I still firmly believe that Bitcoin is going to continue setting brand new all-time highs. I almost feel like I don't need to say that, but just in case people are panicking and losing their shit right now, I just want to remind you that this isn't changing that. You know, like this is fairly normal price action for Bitcoin, and you know, I am still fully expecting that move to the upside, especially considering we're having such a strong correction right now. You know, overall, you know, in terms of time and price, I mean, this is deep, this is cutting really hard. But I think just before I go on to those EXO charts again, one of the key things that I should draw to your attention right now is, again, just point out to you how bubbles pop. You know, because obviously I think that this rally is another bubble for Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's pretty clear when you look at how strong this upward price action was, right? I mean, this is not normal. And so I do think Bitcoin is in yet another bubble. And that doesn't mean I don't think it's going to keep on rising, because, you know, generally these bubbles, they pop in very distinguishable ways. You know, they're going to pop like this, where you have a crazy unstoppable rally, and then bam, you have a blow off top. And then you have, you know, the 5 stages of grief. You have the initial, you know, denial over here, and then you have the bargaining, and then you have the depression, the acceptance, and so on. You know, another good example is what happened at $20,000 for the first time ever in 2017. You know, we get huge rallies to the upside. I mean, on the linear scale, it's crazy, right? We get huge rallies to the upside, absolutely huge. I want to draw this line for you to show you the level of intensity of the trend. I mean, I like to do this a lot just to visualize what we're looking at on the chart, right? Like, Bitcoin was moving up really aggressively in this range. And actually, better than this, let me just draw a ray so I can show you what this looks like in our current chart. Where is it? There it is. A ray a little bit like this. I'm just going to bring this over, and this will just give you an idea of the strength with which Bitcoin was pumping up. And if you take this over to our price action of you know, this year, or I guess 2020 now, no, 2021 even, you know, and you take a look at the ascent, we weren't quite doing that, you know, like when Bitcoin finally set, actually, it's not even close what we were doing. When Bitcoin finally set its all-time high at 69K, the overall kind of line of best fit was a lot less steep. The initial run-up was pretty crazy. It wasn't as crazy as 2020. I mean, as you can see, you know, we weren't quite, you know, trading with this line. It was more or less the same, to be fair, but it wasn't as aggressive as what we saw in 2017 for sure. But we paid for that with this little bear market, right? And then we made a second attack, and it formed an overall much less steep angle of attack. I know that this stuff isn't very scientific, and that this stuff is probably even a little bit confusing, but the reason that I'm showing this to you is just so we can just visualize very clearly you know, how this market has moved. You know, this is not a case where we're attacking the market just staircase to heaven all the way up. Like, we're not having a staircase to heaven. We're having a move up, and we're getting kicked in the fucking balls, and then we're moving up again, and we're getting kicked in the balls again. Like, this is not the same thing. And when we have these kicks in the balls, for lack of a better word. You know, what we're really getting, I believe, is a healthier trend, right? Bitcoin is getting these pullbacks because it was having such an intense rally. Guys, if you were watching my YouTube channel when Bitcoin was on this rally, just do me a favor, just drop a comment telling me I was here, and throw a like on this video as well, because those videos would have saved you from this stuff. You know, I was warning constantly on this rally that we're moving up too quickly. We're moving up too quickly. We need to move in a slower, more controlled, sensible way, because otherwise Bitcoin is going to see another big crash. And that's what we're in right now, right? Like, healthier price action will look a little bit more like this, where, you know, I mean, initially we had a pretty strong rally, but then we started to slow down a little bit. We had a nice reversal, and then we're carrying on back upwards. This is very healthy price action. This is not very healthy price action. If we measure this from low to the first high, that's a 63% rally. And actually, just to put this into perspective of time as well, that's a 63% rally in 3 bloody weeks, man. 3 weeks. That is really intense price action, in my opinion, just knowing what I know in these markets. And so, of course, we need to get a disgusting kind of mini bear market to pay for that euphoria. People just don't see it. A big reason for why people don't see this in this market is because they're so delusional, you know, and this stuff is going to be like, that veil of being delusional is going to be lifted at a time like this. And this is the time where you can decide to, you know, armor up, learn, you know, jump inside of the VIP group, go inside of our 𝗧𝗢𝗡𝗧 Academy course, where I'm teaching you everything I know about trading from A to Z, literally all bases covered. I mean, you can get in this if you don't even know anything about trading at all. You know, you can jump into VIP and watch how I'm navigating these markets, because obviously I try and take a very safe approach. I want to protect my capital and I want to maximize my reward. You know, this is the time to be learning, because obviously, in light of what I've just said, you know, obviously, like I said, I mean, this rally that we just had here was very, very strong. But overall, you know, when I showed you that the overall kind of gradient of attack isn't too crazy, it's an important note, right? I think Bitcoin is going to recover, and I guess crucially, the main thing I wanted to show you is that this is not like a blow off top like what we had in 2017. If I throw this chart side by side, let me just hide my camera for a second. If I throw Bitcoin's chart on here side by side, let me just make sure I'm choosing the right one. I guess any chart would work, to be honest. Let's just use this Coinbase one though. You know, what I want to show you here on the 1-day time frame is what was going on. This is not the right chart to use. Hang on, let's use a different one. Let's use Bitfinex. What I want to show you is that if we go back to this blow off top in 2017, this is not what we had, right? Like, look at the difference here, right? Like, this rally from 30K to 69K is just not as aggressive as the rally that we saw in 2017. This is how bubbles pop. And like I said, I think we're in a bubble right now, but we're not showing those signs of the bubble popping right now. So if we're dropping, it can only mean that we're dropping to find support. Whether we find support at 44 or at 42 or at 30 or even 20 or even 11, that we're finding support and then getting ready to continue the bull market. It's very, very obvious to me, right? When we look at this, it should be obvious to you guys as well, to be honest, that this rally that we've seen with Bitcoin rallying up, this is just not the same as what we had in 2017. This is just not the same as what we had in 2019 when Bitcoin rallied up to 14K. We have a much healthier chart right here. If nothing else, we're moving slower. We're moving a lot slower. If you look at when Bitcoin broke above its previous all-time high right here at 20K, Bitcoin in a whole year nearly only managed to pull a 3.5x gain. A 250% profit is a 3.5x gain 1 year after breaking the previous all-time high. Now, the previous all-time high, when we were rallying up in this 2017 bull market, let me just show this to you on this chart right here. The previous all-time high that we had here, take it onto the logarithmic chart, drop a horizontal line. This was the previous all-time high that Bitcoin had in the 2013 cycle. Let me bring my camera back on so you can see my beautiful face, and more importantly, my even more beautiful furry jacket. You know, Bitcoin set its all-time high right here at $1,100. It was actually $1,300 on a different exchange, but anyway, the point still stands. A whole year later, if we measure what happened 330 days later, actually we were in a bear market by that point, so that shows you how far the market moved ahead, but it still managed to rise up by a factor of 8.5x 330 days later. Do you see what I mean there, right? Like, the rally that we have seen after breaking the previous all-time high just hasn't been that strong. It just hasn't, guys. Like, we've seen a much bigger percentage, and not by a little bit, right? Like a 3.5x compared to an 8.5x is a big, big difference. I just don't think that our current bull market can be over, given the fact that we've just been moving up so slowly. We've been setting brand new all-time highs so slowly. So when we get dips like this, I'm inclined to find where we could in fact be finding support, where we could in fact be looking at a quite bullish setup where things can be quite exciting and optimistic in this market. That is what I'm interested in looking at right now, while everyone else is starting to lose their beliefs in this market. So back to the point before I got onto this detour, where else do we have support? I suppose this is where the bad news starts, because if we look at this chart on Coinbase, I've got a few support areas highlighted for you, like these thick yellow lines, which I guess don't need to be super thick, but they should be a little bit thicker than the other lines, just to illustrate that this is a range, right? Bitcoin can, in my opinion, bounce anywhere between these two lines, and then even all the way down to that 40k level as well. I think it's time I start removing some stuff on this chart as well, just to keep this from getting too confusing. You know, I think that, yeah, the main thing to keep in mind for this range is, yeah, like, I mean, there's good support right here, but I guess the problem is that there's no more support beyond this. If we look at this on a very long-term time frame, you know, for example, the weekly time frame, I think that there is some Ichimoku cloud support. Take a look at this. Yeah, there is some Ichimoku cloud support on the weekly time frame, but generally, this is not very reliable. I guess the good news is that if Bitcoin does dip just a little bit lower than our prior swing low, it will end up reaching that weekly Ichimoku cloud and then rising up. It's just that, you know, historically, Bitcoin hasn't really made much use of these, you know, 1 week support clouds. I mean, the last time we hit the 1 week cloud for support was all the way back in June 2018, and Bitcoin did nothing from it. So, you know, and before that, again, Bitcoin found support in June of 2014, a whole 4 years before that, and again, did nothing from it. So historically, not a very reliable indicator on the weekly time frame. Is Bitcoin going to disprove that now? I mean, it's possible, but I'm not putting any money behind that. I certainly wouldn't be betting on it. You know, I mean, it is a thick cloud. It is a thicker cloud than we've had at any previous point on the weekly time frame, where the price was getting ready to dip into it, and so that can definitely help. But again, I mean, when we look at some of the other time frames like the daily, it's actually pretty clear that, yeah, if Bitcoin does start mounting a bit of a fight to rally up, well, that rally could get stopped quite short. So again, I think it is worth keeping these things in mind in this market right now as we go along in this space right here. I want to take a quick look at 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 as well, see what this is saying. It has been bearish for quite a lot of time, so yeah, no surprise there. It's not changing up. It can't change up, to be honest. I'm just curious to see if there are any take profit signals. The last take profit signal from this sell signal was at about 46,600, and since then we haven't had another take profit on the 4 hour. Let's see the 1 hour. The 1 hour is probably fluctuating too much to see anything. Yeah, it was. So nothing particularly interesting to read on from there. And then again on this weekly time frame right here, yeah, no updates right there. Still something I'll keep an eye on though. If you want to take a look at it, there's a link in the description for 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 as well. But I want to start looking at the altcoins, but before I do, just while we're here, I want to take this opportunity to go ahead and take some of your questions. So if you do have questions for this live stream, do me a favor and drop them in the comments down below now. Just make sure you write my name, so @SammyLoyal. I'm just going to put this in the live chat so that you don't do this incorrectly. If you do this correctly, your message will be highlighted to me. If you don't do it correctly, it will not be highlighted to me. So just look for my comment in the live chat and you'll see exactly how I did it. Just literally type @SammyLoyal, same as my YouTube channel, and it will autofill to say my name, and then write your question. And that will guarantee that I see it and I will go through them. Just while we're here, guys, do me a favor if you're enjoying this live stream, smash up the likes. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. This is all about giving you very level-headed analysis, which is going to keep you grounded in these markets so that you can continue to make strong, sensible decisions with your money. So if you do appreciate that, if you do like this content and you want to see more of it and you haven't done so already, do me a favor, smash up those just smash up the subscribe button. Let's take a couple questions here before I start looking at some of the altcoins that I want to see, and then we'll carry on with some more Bitcoin analysis as well. Actually, I guess just before I jump into the questions, it's also worth taking a look at where else Bitcoin might fall to. You see, if Bitcoin falls below that final frontier at 40k, well then, we're probably going to be in for quite a nasty drop to the low $30,000 range. I wouldn't want that to happen, but what I want and what's actually going to happen can be two different things, and that's completely fine. If 30k does end up failing, then of course there is no support until 20k, and the reason that I'm saying that is that if we drop another line over here, we can see that on this chart between 30k and 20k, there is literally no trading that has ever happened. Bitcoin traded in this $10,000 gap for about 18 days and a couple more wicks after that. But broadly speaking, there was no trading that happened in this whole range. And so this is probably the most dangerous range on the whole Bitcoin chart that I'm seeing right now. This is all about the kind of analysis that I like to do, ladies and gents. It's just where it makes sense. I mean, you're watching this live stream right now, and I'm sure that this stuff is just clicking, right? I mean, it just makes sense that because we had no resistance on the way up, we cannot expect any support on the way down. It's not me trying to be a doomsday person. If you think that, then get the fuck off the channel. You're just way too sensitive to be in these markets. If you think that I'm just trying to spread doom and gloom, I'm just straight up saying the facts. And if you don't like them, go listen to some politicians telling you about how they're going to fix your country, because you clearly enjoy being lied to. This is just a fact of how these markets work. Generally, if you are not able to establish resistance on the way up between a range, you're probably not going to have support on the way down. And that is generally why we see big explosions in the very same price ranges constantly happening. It's just a very, very predictable thing. This is why I said if we fall below 40k, we're probably going to drop down to 30. This $10,000 range is very similar as well. There was quite a lot of trading that took place in this range, but broadly speaking, you can still say that it was the same kind of price action where we were just ranging. With this only exception right here, Bitcoin was ranging from the top to the bottom, to the bottom to the top, and then from the top to the bottom, and from the bottom to the top, and then from the top to the bottom, fake out, and then bottom to the top. It's just constantly worked out that way, and that's why I'm saying, a lot of things can happen in between, but the main picture here, in my opinion, is that Bitcoin, potentially kind of falls into this range. But I guess this is all jumping ahead, quite a bit too far, because what I really think is happening here, is what happened over here. Where Bitcoin gets a really strong bounce, a really small dump. It looks like it's dying. It gets a bit of a recovery. It looks like it's dying again, and then bam. That is, I showed you this in one of my previous Bitcoin videos. Just go back and subscribe and watch the previous Bitcoin videos if you missed them. They're still relevant. It's the second most recent Bitcoin video that I made. So the video that I made yesterday on the 4th of January, I think. That was a Bitcoin video where I was basically saying that this is something that I think is going to repeat. And yeah, obviously, we're still on track to do that. So I do want to start going through the questions. Now, just before I do, I can see some of you guys reaching out for VIP. Of course, you already know the deal. If you want to jump inside of 4Fly's VIP, click on the first link in the description down below, then click on the @4flies button, and then click on send message to ask me how to join 4flies VIP. This is a very, very quick process. You may have to get the Telegram app on your phone, but if you don't have it already, I don't know what the hell you're doing. If you're a trader and you don't have Telegram on your phone, it's like having a car but not having a seatbelt. Honestly, it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion anyway. And of course, this Telegram channel is where I'm giving you more free analysis on these markets. So if you like what I'm doing on this YouTube channel and you want more of it for free around the clock, because I only make one of these live streams or videos per day, or maybe 2 at most, this is around the clock. If you want more of it for free, it's there with the first link in the description down below. Where are we at? We've got a lot of members in that group. I mean, we're at like 118,000 subscribers and 20,000 Telegram members. That is absolutely huge. It might not sound like a big number, but it is. So if you want to get in on that, bam, right there. And then of course click on send message to ask me how to join 4flies VIP. Just want to remind you all again to take advantage of this $4,100 bonus from Bybit. They've just restarted it today, well yesterday now I guess, here in Dubai, because it is 2 a.m. over here. They have restarted this bonus where you can get up to $4,100 completely free of charge just by following my link in the description down below and making your first Bitcoin deposit on your new Bybit account. If you already have a Bybit account, you can make a brand new one and use that link, and again make your first Bitcoin deposit. You're gonna get up to $4,100 for free. And actually I just want to see what that link looks like just to show you guys what to expect. You can just pause the video as soon as I've shown you this and get started on that. This, I fear, is the wrong link. 1 second. Let me just double check this. Oh no, this is fine. It says 3,000, but it is 4,100. This link will still work. It's probably worth getting the other link though, just to avoid confusion. So let me go ahead and do that. Just very impromptu on this live stream here. May as well get it right, because I know a lot of you guys do want it. That link will for sure work, but I know that some people will be getting confused by it, so I want to avoid that. Yeah, guys, by the way, it goes without saying, I really shouldn't have to say this, but there's so many scammers in the comments lately. And they are absolutely, we call it in the UK, taking the piss. Like, they are just going way too far. So if you're seeing you know, people dropping comments and they've got, you know, a bunch of likes, like a crazy number of likes, you know, just be aware that it is a scam, and don't fall for it, really. So yeah, I'm just gonna drop the link in the live chat as well, so you guys can sign up to Bybit if you want that bonus. But let me not delay it anymore. Let's go to those questions so that we can get straight to the fun part here. I want to start answering your questions, and as you know, in every live stream I do, I make a very strong effort to answer every single question. Some people talking to me about certain territories. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do, but I was just in the US. Actually, I wasn't just in the US. That was quite a while ago now. But when I was there, I was using a VPN. Every time I'm in the United States, I'm using a VPN. It doesn't mean that you should. I'm just a bad boy, and I like to break rules. I can't believe I just said that in front of 2,000 people. But yeah, let's get straight to the questions over here. It does work. It's just, yeah, I mean, you're doing it at your own risk, really. I mean, you know, like with any exchange, you should always have multiple accounts. You should always have multiple exchanges, even, and you know, you shouldn't keep too much money on these exchanges either. You should be withdrawing them to a proper hardware wallet, a ledger, a Trezor, and so on. You know, a proper wallet to keep your funds safe. That is very, very important. Casta launched on the worst day possible. Yeah, it did. It definitely did. But of course, they had no way of knowing that. I don't know if Casta's on TradingView yet. This contract is not very accurate, but it is actually available for trading on Bybit. If you take a look at the Casta pair, it got a huge gain from launch. I mean, it opened at 4 cents and it's now trading at $1, but I mean, nobody is touching it right now. I think there's a lot of fear in this market right now because of what Bitcoin just did. So definitely not off to a nice start purely because of the volatility. But I mean, just look at that. It opened at 4 cents and it peaked at $2, and it's now trading smack bang in the middle. I still think that this coin is going to perform really well. And look, bottom line, guys, just bottom line, You know, when 𝗙𝗧𝗏 launched over here at 4 cents, I was talking to 𝗙𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, one of the co-founders. You guys know him very well. When 𝗙𝗧𝗏 opened at 4 cents, it had a market cap of 1.5 million. And if 𝗙𝗧𝗏 from there, let me just do the math real quick. It's at $1.04 now, so 1.04 divided by 0.04. That is a 26. Can you see this? It's probably way too dark, but I'm curious. That is a 26 times gain. Yeah, you can read that. 26 times gain. And if you multiply that by the $1.5 million market cap that 𝗙𝗧𝗏 opened at, that now puts 𝗙𝗧𝗏 at $39 million. So that's the current market cap of 𝗙𝗧𝗏 right now as I speak. It's actually just a touch higher because it's at $1.05 now. And if you just take a look at CoinMarketCap and you look at the other shit, like literal shit, that is worth above $1 billion, 𝗙𝗧𝗏 is going to get there in my opinion. I mean, I just don't see any other way. So that's my piece on 𝗙𝗧𝗏. I was saying the same thing about 𝗬𝗢𝗙, and of course 𝗬𝗢𝗙 has been performing amazingly. I feel like it's one of my best fucking friends at this point. Look at this. I mean, just trading amazingly right now. It is in a descending triangle, which is a little bit concerning. I do have to extend the support box out a little bit. I don't know how many more times we're going to be able to use this area as support. And like I said, there is a big drop to come if we fail this area as support. But just for now, it is trading at $2. And this coin, by the way, opened at 3 cents. So again, very, very nice gain right there. You can see at the very beginning when I was telling you guys I was very bullish on this coin, it was just trading at $1, and now it literally doubled that price. And again, it's worth noting the time frame with which this happened, right? I mean, 𝗙𝗧𝗏 went from $1 to $2 within the space of about 3 days. So you know, this stuff can move really quickly because these coins are very, very small, and that is definitely something that I'm staying excited by. Anyway, back to the questions at hand here. Let's see what we've got going on in the live chat. Again, I'm going to make sure I answer every single question that is highlighted to me by people who write my name. If you don't write my name, I won't see your comment. What do I think will happen to Bitcoin? I mean, that's the purpose of this whole live stream. So just rewind the live stream and you'll see exactly what I think. What about interest rate hikes and stock market bubble popping? So I don't know about interest rate hikes very much. I don't study that stuff. But the stock market is in quite a tumble right now. And I think that is why we're seeing this weakness for Bitcoin. You know, what's concerning is that the stock market, the S&P 500 here, was at an all-time high just yesterday while Bitcoin was looking weak. And that basically means that while the stock market was strong, Bitcoin was weak. And while the stock market is weak, Bitcoin is very weak. That's never a good sign. I'll just be straight up with you guys. Again, you know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to be the guy that just sounds like he's always talking about negative shit. But at the end of the day, you know, what I want isn't going to change the facts. It's just not a good sign if Bitcoin is performing badly when the stock market is up, and then it's performing really badly when the stock market is down. I guess the good news, though, is that the S&P 500 did establish some resistance at about 47. Pardon me, I'm getting sleepy now. It is 2 a.m. to be fair. The S&P 500 did find resistance at this 4700 area, and that's exactly where we are right now. So a little bit of support would make sense, but of course with the dollar actually, you know, gaining a fair bit of strength just over the past 4 hours, it might not be that simple. I just want to see where the fear and greed index is. Yeah, we got another hour and a half to wait. Is this live stream going to go for another hour and a half? I don't know, guys. Smash up the likes if you want that to happen. Let me know if you want me to go for another hour and a half to get that new fear and greed index rating. I mean, I can do it, but I am getting a bit sleepy, I can't lie. How long do I think this bearish trend is likely to continue? In all honesty, to be honest, I think we're at the very end of this bearish trend. Just looking at Bitcoin in a vacuum, I cannot expect this thing to drop much lower. I don't know about time. I mean, minimum a few days, maximum 2 weeks into February, maximum into February, maximum. I'd be very surprised if we move into February and we're still bearish, to be honest. Should I long from 42.7? I'm not your financial advisor, mate. I can't tell you that. XRP, please. Let's take a look at XRP, our resident shitcoin. I mean, nothing really to say about this. Yeah, it's just performing badly like usual. I mean, it's Yeah, it's pretty shit. Yeah, nothing to report. Shiba is exciting to me though. Shiba is the new sexy shit coin, right? Like I like Shiba a lot more than I like XRP, you know? Like at least there's not like overt manipulation by the bloody founders. You know, like it's a joke to begin with, and they don't try and like brand it as a fucking tool for banks. So I like Shiba, and I want to buy Shiba as it's dropping down here, because I do see this area as a big area of support, and if it doesn't use this area of support, it only has, you know, support all the way down here at the 750 level. I'm yawning as I speak. I'm really tired right now. It does have support down here, and so this can be a potential bounce zone for Shiba. What else do we have here? Four flies. You know that we dropped because Fed minutes? I have no idea what you're saying. I'm sorry. Good opportunity for a double bottom at 42k. Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. I really do hope that that's going to happen. Someone's saying, I really doubt we're heading into a long bear market. Like I said, in my view, look, I mean, anything is possible, but I definitely don't think that we're heading into a bear market at all. And I showed you why when I compared the 2017 thing to now. We just have a much more explosive market. I just want to do this again for those of you who may have missed it. This is the market that Bitcoin was kind of in 2017. Just look at this huge rise and compare it to this rise that we have right here, right? I mean, it's just not that extreme. Look at this. It's just like this is having very nice pullbacks and so on. When we zoom out, it's still just not that crazy, right? I mean, we're just not like, this is a straight parabola. This is a parabola. Like, Google it. Let me Google it for you. Parabola. This is a parabola. This is like, I mean, we're only talking about the first half of it, or I guess in this case the second half. This is what Bitcoin did in 2017, and this is not what we're doing right now in this 2021-2020 bull market, or 2022-2021 bull market. It's just not the same. So yeah, I mean, I find it really hard to believe that Bitcoin can be in a long-standing bear market right now. We just haven't had such an extreme pump to the upside, so how can we be in a bear market? You know what I mean? Let's see what else we have here in the comments. If I take the Bitcoin chart on the 3-day timeline, that sounds like a lot of work, man. I'm a bit too tired for that right now. Anyway, let me entertain it. I'm here for you guys. I'm going to do it. I need to take my jacket off, though. I'm getting too hot. Oh, yeah. This live stream is definitely wearing on me now. To be fair, it's only been about an hour. I'm tapping out a bit too quickly. I guess I've had a very overwhelming like 2022 so far. Like, it's been a lot of stuff that's happened, and a lot of drama. Like, I've had a lot of drama I had to deal with. It's so tiring. I remember reading once, if you ever feel bad, drink a whole bottle of water, like 500 ml, and see if you feel different, and you definitely will. And it's always shocking what hydration does, isn't it? Anyway, a 3-day timeline, you can see Bitcoin doing something very similar as the last dump from May till August. Pardon me. So that is, this person is talking about May till August over here, I guess, on the 3-day time frame. Oh yeah, thank you for that, 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗏. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry for my reluctance. That's actually really similar. So what 𝗙𝗙𝗏 is saying is that Bitcoin, there is a tool for this. Wait, let me find the tool. It's actually a really cool tool to use. I think it's this one. Yeah. This is what 𝗙𝗙𝗏 is saying, is that Bitcoin is doing something very similar right now. Let me just lower the opacity a little bit. This is what 𝗙𝗙𝗏 is saying. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. That's a huge observation. That's exactly what Bitcoin's doing right now. So by the way, guys, if you didn't know how to get that tool, it's the one which is, see, on the trading view, I can't show you my whole screen. Actually, yeah, I can. Hang on. It's in here. I use the bars pattern tool, and you can literally like, I can draw a line from here up until here, and it will extrapolate that whole chart for me, and I can forecast it to just help me visualize what might be happening in the market. It's actually a, for fuck's sakes, it's a very, very useful tool, this bars pattern one. So, and I'm just doing this to visualize what 𝗙𝗍𝗏 was saying in the comments. Yeah, this looks like exactly what Bitcoin's in right now. And again, that was actually the subject of my most recent, or my second most recent Bitcoin video, was Bitcoin doing something quite similar to this, where, and I covered it. I mean, let me just bring us back to the camera. I covered it in my most recent, or second most recent, video. It was, and you really should watch it. I mean, just pause the live stream and come back to this. I'll probably still be going by that time. It was this video right here, you know, where I was saying that I was expecting Bitcoin to potentially, you know, follow in the footsteps of exactly what it did previously. And you'll actually see this if I just play the video right here as well. But yeah, thank you for that observation. And I still 100% think that Bitcoin could be in a pattern just like that. Actually, I don't actually outright draw it for you guys, so I can't even show it to you because I didn't make it this obvious. But yeah, that is, I think, very, very similar to what Bitcoin was doing previously. Lucas, Sammy, the Fed just crashed the stock market and crypto because there's no printing. Is that relevant? I don't know. I'm not an economist, first and foremost. I mean, I have a very good understanding of it, much better than the average person, but I didn't see this stuff before I started the live stream, so I don't want to talk about it. I mean, this is big stuff, and I'm basically going to be saying a bunch of shit on the record, so I don't want to comment on something that I haven't actually read about yet. Can I please comment on the Bitcoin dominance as well? Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. What's going on with the Bitcoin dominance here? Nothing to say. I mean, if anything, maybe a little bit of a bounce in the alts bleed, but there's nothing to say. Can I check Phantom? You know, I actually never traded Phantom, believe it or not. Everyone tells me that it's this big thing in Dubai, and I have no idea what the hell's going on with it. Let's check out Phantom though. Phantom's doing really well. Look at that. I guess the first thing I want to do is throw a Fibonacci retracement on this chart. Take a look at where it might bounce from. It's already at the 236 level, so that's not a coincidence. $2.40 would be a good bounce area if this thing continues to drop. This is the thing, is on the daily time frame, it's this is quite a bad rejection wick. This rejection wick on Phantom looks like this rejection wick. Right? Like, look at this here. Like, you've got a huge wick, which is actually bigger than the body. You've only got an hour and 50 minutes, by the way, on this candle. So, you know, it's probably going to close like this. Huge wick, which is bigger than the body, and it's bearish. Again, huge wick, bigger. I'm just focusing on this candle right here. Like this one. The candle is huge compared to the body, which is a lot smaller, and it's bearish. And it triggered quite a big drop from there. I mean, the very next candle dropped by about 2%, but it fell down a further 17% to a low. But actually, it fell all the way down to a trend low, which was minus 60% lower. So this is the reason that these coins aren't as good as you probably think they are. Is, I mean, they're moving really, really nicely, but at the end of the day, they're subject to huge crashes like this. I mean, this was a big crash to experience in just about 49 days. Actually, it was less than that. This was this crash happened in a lot less time than that. It took 36 days to drop by 60%, and that's not even from the all-time high. I mean, from the all-time high, it took 37 days to drop by 67%. I mean, that literally means you would have $100 in, and then just over a month later, you'd have about $23 in. So, is that 23? Yeah, it is. It's $23. No, it's $33. You'd have $33 left. So, big loss. And nothing saying that Phantom can't do that again. I mean, just look at the volume. This is the biggest volume Phantom has ever seen on this chart. On this chart, it might be different on other charts, but on this chart, it's the biggest volume Phantom has ever seen since September 2021, when it was initially making its rally up to the $1.90 area. So yeah, that's serious. It is potentially the start of something very, very bad. The good news for a coin like this is because it's been performing so strongly though, you know, it could actually find support in a lot of different ways. The one-day EMA ribbon has been very useful for Phantom. Look at all of the bounces that Phantom was enjoying off this EMA ribbon. And so, you know, we could be getting ready to do that again on this chart right now. You know, so that is something to keep on your radar though. Silverback. Guys, by the way, if you're enjoying this so far, again, just do me a favor, throw a thumbs up on this live stream so far. This is all about your questions now. If you do find it useful, then again, please do me that favor, throw a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to this channel. Once more, if you haven't already, take good advantage of this offer on Bybit. This is the only exchange that I'm using to trade on. Look at that, 𝗧𝗧 trading a little bit better now at $1.15. You know, this is the only exchange that I trade on. 𝗧𝗧 is on it, and you can sign up using my link in the description down below. You're gonna get up to $4,100 for free when you use that link in the description down below and make your first ever Bitcoin deposit. And just while we're here, this website is going to look something a little bit like this when you follow that link in the description. So this is all about the level up campaign, and you stand to get up to $4,100. It says 3.5, but there's somewhere else where it comes to like an extra $600. I forgot where it is, but do take advantage of it if you can, because it is free money. So no one says no to free money. You can just deposit your Bitcoin and then withdraw it and still keep your bonus, by the way. Let's see what else we have here. Could this be a head and shoulders? If no, why? And if yes, what can happen? Let's go back to Bitcoin and talk about a head and shoulders. One second. Head and shoulders. Oh, that's a pretty clear head and shoulders, yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty clear head and shoulders. Bitcoin's dropping even lower now, look at that. So the head and shoulders would be like from here, left shoulder, right shoulder, head, even, not even the shoulder. And then the right shoulder, and then, yeah, closing off. This would probably need to move up a little bit, and this to move down a little bit, and then we've got our head and shoulders pattern. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. Well, you're not going to like this part. I think it is a head and shoulders pattern, and the way you get the target is you measure the size of the head. Ouch. Measure the size of the head, and that is your potential target if we drop. So here we go. This is where your balls are going to retract into your body if you're over invested in this market. We're talking about a $16,000 Bitcoin if we follow through with this head and shoulders pattern. We don't have to, and I definitely don't think we will. I would cream my pants if we drop down to 16K. That would be insane. I would sell everything I own to buy Bitcoin if it fell down to $16,000. But I don't think that's going to happen. There's a lot of support in between now and there. Also, head and shoulders patterns, they're just not that reliable in my opinion. I don't like them too much. There is a lot of reasons that I don't want to assign too much hype to that idea. And I guess one of the primary ones is it's just a very big one. You know, like to actually drop down by $16,000, I'm sorry, that would be a lot more. That would be like a $30,000 drop. You know, I mean, things would just need to be so bad. I mean, we're talking about like a coronavirus pandemic kind of crash if we drop by a further $26,000 right now. I just don't see something like that happening right now. There's so much. There's 40K support, there's 30K support, there's 20K support. Like, there's so many big areas of support that you have to assume will fail in order for us to drop down there. Yeah, very sleepy. Very, very sleepy indeed. Do I think Bitcoin will hit 100K this year? Definitely, yeah. Definitely. Love the fly ass coat. Where did I get it from? Thank you, Ben. I got it from California. How much do I think 𝗧𝗧 will hit? So when I showed you that calculation on my calculator of 𝗧𝗧 being worth $39 million as a market right now, I mentioned that there's a lot of other shit, like complete shitcoin. I mean, Shiba Inu, for fuck's sakes, that have risen to very, very high levels in this market. Let's just take a look at coin market cap right now. My short answer is I think it'll reach a valuation of... Look, Swissborg, which does something fairly similar to what 𝗧𝗧 wants to do, is at $700 million. But the fact is, and I hold both, and I think that Swissborg is going to do really well. So this is no shade to them. But the fact is, 𝗧𝗧 just has a better marketing strategy, right? Like, 𝗧𝗧 is just going to be better at marketing, whether you like it or not. It's just a fact. It's not a fact. It's my opinion, but it's a strong opinion because it's like backed by like every YouTuber, including the biggest ones. You know, the biggest ones. There's so much influencer hype behind it, and they're actually genuinely going to make a good product, right? Like, they're genuinely going to make a good product, just like Swissborg. So if we look at market cap, you know, I mean, these are all of the projects that are worth over $1 billion. You have to go quite far down because the market is so inflated, and obviously this is stupid, but in order to see the first coin that reaches $1 billion market cap is position 92, right? Like, fucking SushiSwap is ahead of this. Like, there's a bunch of crazy, just stupid coins. Waves, how the hell is this coin still around? You know what I mean? Like, basic attention token, like, who even talks about these tokens anymore? You know what I mean? Like, they're just not that relevant, in my opinion, anymore. And when you go towards the top of this list, you've got Dogecoin. You know, you've got Shiba Inu. $16 billion market cap. A very, very valuable market. I just think that 𝗧𝗧 should be able to overtake these guys. I mean, 𝗬𝗢𝗏 already has. 𝗬𝗢𝗏 is... I don't think it's displayed here because they don't have the true circulating supply of 𝗬𝗢𝗏 yet, which is probably going to drop the market cap by a lot. But right now, 𝗬𝗢𝗏 is at a 2 bill market cap if you look at its fully diluted. Is it fully diluted, or am I getting it the other way around? Either way, when you compare it to total supply. So, I mean, look, Swissborg is doing something very similar, and Swissborg is worth... Oh, I'm sorry, it's worth about 600 million right now. Still, pretty good market cap, and 𝗧𝗧, I mean, you can't see it because they don't have any data for 𝗧𝗧 on coin market cap yet, but it's about a $39 million market cap right now. So I would expect it to at least reach, for example, $100 million market cap, at least 200 million. And if that happens, we're already talking about like a 2.5 to 5.5x or something. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be pretty good. You love my studio setup. Thank you very much. What is the RSI saying? Let's take a look at the RSI. I mean, it's not like there's much room for interpretation on the RSI, to be honest. But let's take a look anyway. Oh my god, this autocorrect on Mac is ridiculous. Here we go, RSI. What are we looking at? Is there a moving average for RSI now? That's interesting. Well, it's not in oversold territory yet, so that's concerning. Although, yeah, it's not in oversold territory yet. I don't know. There's nothing really for me to say on the RSI, unfortunately. When Moon? I don't know. Hopefully very soon. Any opinions on 𝗧𝗢𝗥𝗙𝗧? Never heard of it. I mean, I have heard of it. Never looked at it. Will Asia nuke Bitcoin in 2.5 hours? Very possible. Very possible. I mean, Asia waking up to Bitcoin at this price? It's not going to be nice. Not going to be nice. What's the big picture on the yearly time frame? Oh, damn. I don't do that. I don't do the yearly time frame. I mean, it's obviously moving up, right? That's not a technical question. You're looking at anything above weekly, you're not in technicals anymore. You're talking about fundamentals. You're talking about understanding the technology. You're talking about asking questions about, will Bitcoin become a major player in the world? Like an actual major player, not just something that people put money in to make more money. Will it actually be fucking useful? Those are the questions you start asking at that point. And And yeah, it's just that's not a technical thing. Great live as usual. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can I take a look at Phantom? Already did. Can you please comment on Bitcoin dominance? Already did. And Phantom already did. There we go. What about the Fed statements today? Haven't read it. Possible head and shoulders. Looked at that. Ava looked at that as well. If 40k fails as support, the next support is around 36 to 37. You should use the bookmap. Historical supports aren't very reliable. Bookmap shows thousands of Bitcoin at 37k. What is a bookmap? I've never heard of this term before. Are you talking about order book? And by the way, just while I'm reminded, I want to show you this chart right here. So this is actually where I got massively sidetracked. Oops. But if I show you this on the 1 hour time frame, this right here, this chart is basically this chart, right? Like this makes sense. You're all with me here. This is fairly easy to understand. All I'm going to do is just change this OHLC to none. No, that's not it. Forgot what it is. Is it mono candle? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then we zoom in and we can start to see where all the volume is being exchanged within each candle, right? So you can see the rough outline of each of these hourly candles. Now, these candles we're looking at are these candles, right? So these candles magnified are these, and inside of them, we can see all of these bars. And each of these bars represent where the volume was exchanged, and the red line represents the key point of control. Or is it the point of control or the close? I don't even know. I should know, but I don't. I'm sorry. I'm still new to XO charts. Can someone tell me in the comments? I'm pretty sure it's the point of control. And so that will generally show us that the market is leaning very, very bearish because it's just generally towards the bottom of the candle, right? This whole... Show this to you again with OHLC. It's pretty clear here. You can, if you just trace the red lines, this showing you the kind of size of the candle. It's pretty clear that most of the volume is just continuously being exchanged at the bottom of the candle, just showing you that the market is quite bearish. But actually, that's getting a little bit better right now. It's getting a little bit better. It's not perfect. It's far from perfect, but it's getting a little bit better right now. Let me just see if any of you have told me what I was looking for in the comments section, because I do want to know the answer. It is the local point of control. Yeah, exactly what I thought there. And so, I think we're starting to see that point of control shift a little bit, where, it's now no longer at the very bottom of the candle. And I think that if we generally start seeing this point of control shift towards the top of the candle on a very, on an intraday basis, we're going to start to get an idea of, is the sentiment shifting to the upside, or are we staying pretty bearish? So I think that's an important thing to be aware of. Let me go back to the questions though. I want to keep going through the questions before I go back to XO charts. Once again, guys, a quick reminder, if you haven't already, do me a favor, smash up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. If you want more free alerts from me and my team on analysis of these markets, bam, these are the steps on screen. If you like these videos, there's no reason not to be in here. You're just missing out. Nothing else good can come of that. I should update my profile picture. Yeah, I should. It's really stupid. What about Dot? Guys, I just missed a bunch of questions because the comments have been moving too quickly. If I miss your question, feel free to repost it. Show us the new black and white chart you started showing before. Yeah, so I just started doing that now. I'll do it again in a little bit. I want to go through some more questions first, just so that I fulfill my promise of answering them all. Love the jacket. Thank you. What are your thoughts on DYDX? Haven't heard of it. I'll stop looking at altcoins now, though. I don't want to look at more altcoins. Maybe Ethereum. Solana. Yeah, I don't want to look at Solana either. Someone's mentioned higher interest rates equals less inflation. That's because whoever borrows the money must pay back more, which means more in interest. So I guess that is an argument for the market dropping, or rather not rising anymore. What are my thoughts on, yeah, same questions there. Is it a good time to buy on or wait? I'm not your financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. You really should be able to make those own your own conclusions based off this live stream. I mean, I'm giving you a lot of very, very detailed information here. Would I even sell the Ferrari if Bitcoin drops to $16,000 so I can buy more Bitcoin? Probably, yeah. That would be quite a lot of Ferraris. If I do that, that would be pretty cool. Casta is not showing up on Bybit. Am I missing something? You're probably just not looking for it correctly. The way to find it is if you go to the spot tab, look at quoted in USDT, and then you have to type it in. So yeah, I mean the process will be slightly different if you're on your phone, for example, but you have to make sure that you're looking at the spot markets. Let me just blow up my camera. I may as well, right? I mean, I'm just talking to you guys. Can I say hi? Can you say hi? You're doing great. Staying up this late. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can I share my maximum period that I stay patient and not trade? I mean, it's rare that I would spend more than 2 weeks not trading, put it that way. But I mean, it depends, right? Because like this range, I didn't make a single trade, if I remember correctly, which was a very, very good idea because I most likely just would have lost money, right? This sideways range, people were just getting screwed. So, oh, you can't see my chart. Sorry, I'm talking about this range right here. Kind of the range between 45.8 and 47. I mean, this was a very narrow, you know, like $1,500, $1,200 gap. So it really wasn't that big at all. You know, when we're in those kind of ranges, I don't trade, and that one lasted at just over 7 days. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, right? It's just what the market's doing. I can't force it to move. Can I check out Ethereum? Yeah, I guess it's actually just getting hit a little bit harder than Bitcoin right now as it's dropping. You can actually see this more on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Look at this. You know, it was moving quite nicely and now dropping quite hard on this Ethereum against Bitcoin chart. Actually, it's not that much of a drop really, is it? It is now at that crucial support level that I was mentioning yesterday. So go back and watch that Ethereum video if you missed it. It's still valid. If you extend the neckline, I'm not sure which neckline you're talking about, Rick. Maybe you can send me a chart on Telegram so I can take a look at the chart that you want me to see. And actually, guys, just while I'm here, if you have any particular charts that you want me to analyze, just send me a screenshot of them on Telegram, and I'll take a look at them live on stream today. What is the order flow, delta, and footprint for Bitcoin saying, Sammy? You are stepping far, far out of my area of expertise. I've only just started to learn this stuff. I'm actually quite late to it. I don't want to comment on those things. I have started to learn them, but I'm probably going to sound like an idiot to those of you who already know about this stuff. It's not even the most important thing in my opinion, though. I mean, what I'm mostly interested in actually would be, let's just see open interest actually. Oh, damn, that's not good. Yeah, so the market moving down and open interest increasing, basically showing us a lot of people are taking up positions right here. So that, I guess, does strengthen the move a little bit just for the short term. But that's not even the main thing. Is I just wanted to start seeing, you know, kind of is the point of control shifting, and it most definitely is, even though we're dropping right now down to new lows. You know, the point of control is showing us that we might be towards the end of this little sell-off right here. Let's take a look at volume as well. Let's see what volume is showing us just as we're sweeping this low right now live on video. We've got another, how long? 30 minutes left in this candle. So this volume bar can actually close pretty high. We're right now, as I speak, at $43,000. Bang on the dot. Last bear market started around January 8th. I mean, I don't think that's a very strong argument for, I mean, we're already in a bear market, really, aren't we? I mean, a mini bear market anyway. Will metaverse coins like XYZ rise? I don't know. I don't follow the metaverse. Huge buy orders at 40k for Bitfinex. Check it out. I don't need to. That's pretty obvious. I mean, it's a strong area of support, so I would expect that the bulls try and defend it. That's what happens at areas of support, is the bulls try and defend those areas. Where would I be bullish on Shiba? A little bit lower than the current prices. It's pretty close to support right now. Heard of 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗘𝗦? Yes, but I don't watch it. You're the best. I love the way you think and talk. Thanks again. You're very, very welcome. Thank you as well. A lot of appreciation in the comments, guys. Thank you all so much. See what else we got here in terms of questions. What is the best way to find out about upcoming 10x launches similar to Casta? I mean, know somebody that has access to information early, or I guess watch YouTubers. One of the two is these are the first two things that came to my sleep deprived head. Probably could give you a better answer tomorrow. Great. I mean, the main thing that you're looking for is you just want to buy something before other people want to buy it, right? And that means getting in before the hype and so on. Great stream. Can I look at the order flow delta and open interest on XO charts? Yeah, so open interest I did look at. I'm not going to look at order flow and delta just yet. Do I think the cycles are extending, up and down swings taking longer? Yes, definitely. Yes to both. Yes to both, for sure. This leg down will be recovered in a long time. I think it's going to get recovered pretty quickly, personally, but we'll see. Thank you for the awesome stream and thank you for the awesome stream and happy dumping. Happy dumping, I guess. Haven't heard that expression before, but happy dumping. Bookmap is heat map for orders. How do I even put this back on the chart? Oh wow, yeah, dropping into the 42k range right now. Shit. I forgot which one. Oh shit, that is. Let's just see the rect tool. Yeah, you can see where the liquidations are happening. The rect tool basically shows you where liquidations have started to come in the market. Quite a few. Big red circles here. How to access this chart? It's a paid thing. It's on xocharts.com. Let me type it in for you. I don't talk about it much because I'm just, I'm just using it for my own personal use right now. I mean, it's not something I'm ready to teach. I don't know enough about it yet. But it's very interesting. What is the probability we reach 60k in January? I would put it above 30%. Maybe even above 35. Fairly high. Fairly, well, above 60k. I mean, let's say like above 50k, I think it's fairly high. I think that would be pretty easy. I mean, to be fair, we're only $8,000 away from that, but yeah, just look at this dump, guys. It's actually pretty strong. Look at this. 5-minute time frame right here. By the way, guys, thank you all for the support on this live stream. This one's been really, really good. I'll definitely do more of these. Ethereum, as I speak, continuing to lose more of its strength against Bitcoin. Look at that. In a bit of a free fall right now at 0.0806 Bitcoin per Ethereum token. In Asia, they're waking up. Let's see how they will react with this dump. We'll see. We'll see. You're savage chilling with us this late, throwing us this great analysis. Thank you very much. You know it, mate. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's been a good live stream so far. We're about an hour and a half deep. Probably will start wrapping it up relatively soon, unless you guys have any other big things you want me to look at. Just join the stream. Guys, if you are just joining, just do me a favor and rewind it to the very beginning. The analysis is still the very same, and I don't want to repeat it for those of you who've been around since the beginning. And actually, I want to know what what you guys, how long you guys have been here. Just let me know in the comments if you have been here since the beginning. Just write, I've been here. Or write, since the beginning. That's probably a little bit better. Although beginning is a difficult word to spell. But I'm just curious to know how many of you guys have been here since the very beginning of this. See, like, I would tell you, I would repeat it, but that's just gonna annoy the people that have already been here. And it's not like it's gonna cost you anything to rewind the video. You just rewind it and watch it at 2x speed. Thanks a lot for all your awesome broadcasts. Thank you very much, Derek, for the support. Keep coming, man. They're gonna keep coming. What else we got? Do I own NFTs? Not yet, but I will very soon. Oh wow, that's a lot of you that have been here since. See what I mean? Like, I was saying it's not an easy word to spell. Almost all of you who wrote beginning have spelled it incorrectly. No, never mind. There's one person that wrote Beginigengi. It's gotta be a joke. But yeah, a lot of you guys have been around since quite some time. So thank you for sticking with me during this one. That is very, very cool. That's a huge influx of people. I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea. Very, very cool indeed. If you haven't already, guys, you know what to do. You gotta hit up those likes. You gotta subscribe. You don't want to be missing out on this content. How not to leave a trade. How not to leave trade if I suck at it? I don't understand your question. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of irrational price action on this chart, you know, for the next little bit. Don't get too caught up in it. You know, definitely go back and rewind the live stream, guys. I mean, Bitcoin was only $1,000 higher when I started the live stream, so all of that stuff is still fully accurate and useful. It's not outdated at all. Just watch it through from the beginning, put it on 2x speed. All the most important parts are always generally in the first half an hour of these live streams. So if you watch it on 2x speed, that's 15 minutes of your time. I do talk pretty quickly, so maybe not, but yeah, do your best. Could this be the final shakeout before the reversal? Definitely, yeah, I think it can be. I think so. Am I of Indian or Pakistani descent? I'm both. 50-50, mate. Welcome to Jason Peach, new to the channel. Who else is new to the channel? Let me know. Someone's saying the fear and greed index is going to be at 16. How do you even know that? And 16 is not that low. We were like lower than 16 a little while back. Pakistani and Indian descent isn't the same. Well, it's not the same if you're from there, and then people generally get very offended, but they're like basically the same country in so many different ways. And like, if you're offended by that, you're part of the problem. You know, like, they're so similar from an outsider's perspective. I'm only telling you the truth. If the truth offends you, that's your problem, but they're very similar countries. They even have different religions with the same values. I can say this. I'm not being racist. I'm half Indian and half Paki. This ain't racist. It's fun to fuck with people from India and Pakistan. Some people, they're just really defensive about it. Steve, my girl loves your analogies. Thank you very much, Steve. I love my analogies too. Yeah, this is a nice bounce. Look at that. That's the kind of bounce I was looking for. Look at this on the 5-minute time frame. That is a strong bounce right there. That is a bounce of vitality. You know what this bounce looks like in line with my bad analogies? This is like a 4-year-old boy sees a bull on a beach, and you know that he is about to enjoy playing with that bull for the rest of the day. Right? That bull is this boy's new best friend, and he's kicking it around and having a good time with it, and it's just so simple. It's not a big deal. It's just a bloody bull on a beach. But to a 4-year-old boy, oh, he is having the time of his life. That's what's happening with this pump right now. It's just perfect. It's healthy and perfect. Look at that on the 1 hour time frame. We got 19 minutes until this candle closes. It's so good. It really is. It's so good. Does Hotel New York still exist in Dubai? I haven't heard of it. Maybe not. A lot of you guys are new to the channel as well. Interesting to get an idea of this. Your first live stream with me. Well, but welcome. They were one country at one point. Yeah, I guess that's one of the biggest reasons I say it is, you know, India and Pakistan used to be, you know, the same country before, so they're pretty similar in a lot of ways, man, really. I mean, it's like if you're not European, right? If you're from Vietnam and you look at Sweden and Norway. And if you're not from Europe, you're going to think that they're the same country. Like, you're going to think that they're nearly the same. If you look at Czech Republic and Slovakia, that's a great example. That is a great example. I'm from the UK, all right? And I think of Czech Republic and I think of Slovakia, and I'm thinking of the same damn country. I'm sorry if it offends you. It's just the truth. Like, from an outsider's perspective, they're nearly the same. Now, here's what's not the same. It's like US to Mexico. That's a big difference. US to Canada, very similar. US to Mexico, big difference. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just levels to it. I also live in Dubai. Let's have some coffee. Let's do it, man. I need to do a Dubai meetup. I've never done a meetup out in Dubai. I've done one in LA, but I've never done one in LA. I'm sorry, in Dubai. Hello from Romania. How you doing, man? Just added to my ETH and Bitcoin position. Yeah, mate, I think this is the time to buy for sure. Just look at this hourly candle. We got 16 minutes left, and it's looking so beautiful right now. This is a real bounce. This is a good bounce. Now, can Bitcoin still completely screw this up and drop even more? Of course. Of course. But in terms of good signs that Bitcoin could have displayed, this is as good as it gets. I guess if it was better than this, we would already be above resistance by now, but it's still a really good bounce. It's still a really, really good bounce. You're the go-to for Bitcoin, Sammy. Thank you very much. Glad you like it. Do I know what... I'm not going to say it on the stream, but yeah, I know what that means. Of course. I followed TMG and Crown and now you. They're both very good YouTubers. Thank you very much for adding me to that list. 100%. I'm from Norway and people ask me if it's the capital of Sweden. Okay, that's a little bit sad. I can't lie. Ukraine and Russia? That's going to rub some people the wrong way. I don't want to say that. that might be pushing it a bit too far just for now. Sammy will get cancelled by Twitter. Try and cancel me. It's not going to happen. That's the best thing about being self-reliant. I can't get cancelled. Say whatever the fuck's on my mind. Free speech. Hey, I'm saying hello from Slovakia. Hello back to you from Dubai. Could this be a double bottom that I was looking for? Absolutely, yes it can be. Look at this if I zoom out. If I zoom out, this is a very clear double bottom. Look at this. Let me just illuminate my face a bit more. Bam, there we go. That's a lot of light. Ow. And just move this so you can see me a little bit better. I mean, we're kind of, yeah, like look at this. Very, very clear double bottom. If it sticks, of course it might not stick. You know, anything is possible. But right now, this is as good as a double bottom gets, which is exactly what the subject of many of my recent videos was. So I'm definitely quite happy with that. $2,000, £2,000 buy Ethereum or Bitcoin. Not your financial advisor, dude. You know it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta be responsible. Gotta flash my disclaimer on. Bam, there we go. Above my camera, just to make the point. Nothing I share or have ever shared is financial advice. I'm merely outlining what my own analysis tells me. Always do your own research. And don't be an idiot. Personally, though, I think Ethereum is a lot more bullish than Bitcoin long term. China and Taiwan? I guess. I mean, China and Taiwan is different because I guess it's not that different because it's the difference between communism and democracy. But I mean, you could say the same thing for. I mean, I don't know what the state of. Like, I don't know what the political environment in Czech Republic and Slovakia is. I don't know if they're, I'm guessing they're both democracies by now, but yeah, I don't know about China and Taiwan. I feel like that's a fringe example. I guess it still works. It does still work. Bro, I'm from Oklahoma. Got a question. Any thoughts on VeChain? Not really, man. I don't have any thoughts on VeChain. Sammy won't get cancelled unless he says something against the jabs. Well, my only stance on the vaccine stuff is free choice. Like, you should have your free choice. If you want the jab, get the fucking jab. If you don't want it, don't get it. It's that simple. It's just about free choice, to be honest. It's about being a human, really. Nuremberg Code. God forbid. God forbid we follow the Nuremberg Code and give people free choice over their own body. My dad got it. I'm happy he did. He's diabetic. My grandma got it. I thank God she got it. I'm so happy that they're both vaccinated. Honestly, really I am. Like, it's good for them, in my opinion, right? But like, if you don't want it, you shouldn't be forced to get it. Like anything else. Denmark and Netherlands I thought of. I did think of them too, but yeah, I guess they are pretty similar. Is that Scottish I hear in your accent? Yeah, it is. One of my best friends is Scottish. Actually, two of my best friends are Scottish, so they rub off on me quite a bit. Can I look at the USDT dominance chart, please? Yeah, let's take a look at that. I have never seen the USDT dominance chart, by the way. Let's see what that's showing us. Okay, so I'm guessing if the USDT dominance chart is rising, that's basically a display of people trying to hedge their crypto. I don't know what conclusion I can draw off this, though. This just shows me that people are scared and they want to... This is the thing, is like, the best time to hedge, I guess they... Yeah. So this is interesting, right? Like, USDT dominance. If I overlay this with Bitcoin's chart, I just want to show this to you really quick. This is actually a pretty good indicator. USDT dominance is at its lowest point when Bitcoin is at its highest point. Look at this. Bitcoin 65k all-time high. Bitcoin 69k all-time high. USDT dominance very, very low. Very, very low. Right? Like when Bitcoin... One sec. When Bitcoin is at its highest highs, people hedge the least. When Bitcoin is at its lowest lows, I can't make this shit up. I really can't. when Bitcoin is at its lowest lows, people hedge the most. Look at this. Look at this. Like, there's more people buying USDT with their crypto when the market is at the bottom. Which means people are most inclined to leave their crypto positions at the bottom. And when Bitcoin's rallying up, nobody wants to hedge anymore. And we're in one of these situations right now. Like, look, dominance keeps on rising as Bitcoin's dropping. It should be the other way around. It should be the other way around. You don't hedge when the market's already dropped. That's when you buy. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. You buy when the market's red and you sell when the market's green. Guys, get inside of the 𝗪𝗪𝗘 VIP group. Get inside of the 𝗪𝗪𝗘 Academy. It's easier said than done, but you're gonna get it when you go through this stuff. You're gonna get it. Nobody goes through that course and still doesn't understand it. Maybe there's been like 1 or 2 people, but I mean, this is out of thousands. You know, like, this is going to completely bridge every gap of knowledge you have. My assistants are online right now. Many of you have already reached out during this live stream. If you haven't already and you want to place in VIP, there is a huge discount on it because of the price of Bitcoin right now. So take advantage of it and jump inside right now. It's the first link in the description down below. And then the @4flies button at the bottom of any post inside of my free Telegram channel. This first link is going to take you here. And then the @4flies button at the bottom of any post inside of 𝗪𝗪𝗘 Gold is going to take you here. And then send message is where you can ask me how to join 𝗪𝗪𝗘 VIP. Let's see what else we have here. All I have to say is watch the Joe Rogan show that YouTube does not want you to see. I am quite disgusted by YouTube for removing that Dr. Malone podcast. Free speech is so important, guys. It's so important. YouTube doing that is just such a shame. Is this an IKEA chair? Yeah, it is. It is an IKEA chair. Have I ever been to India or Pakistan? No, never. But that doesn't disqualify me from having a strong opinion on it. I mean, I've been raised around people who lived there. My parents are from there, born and raised, you know, like, I have a good understanding of each country. I mean, minus like the actual like feeling. Obviously, look, I get it, right? Like, if you're physically in each country and you understand them, there is a world of difference between India and Pakistan. Same way there's a world of difference between Norway and Sweden. I don't know about that much, but you know, like they are obviously very different, but like for an outsider, you just look at them, very similar people. Someone's asking about resistance, if this is actually a double bottom. I mean, if it is a double bottom, then the kind of resistance that I'd be expecting for Bitcoin. By the way, guys, those of you who are reaching out, you're already getting responded to. I love my team. They're just so on point with this stuff. You all have responses already. That was so quick. If you want to jump inside, just follow these steps on screen. Pause the video here so you can get the information on it. You just have to follow these 3 clicks. A lot of you guys reaching out right now. You're all getting your responses as I speak. But someone's asking about where Bitcoin might find resistance, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, so I mean, there's potential resistance. We've actually lost a lot of the rally now, haven't we? Look at that. Now trading at 43.3. I mean, it doesn't need to be an immediate double bottom though. I mean, we can, you know, like previously when Bitcoin did this, in this range, I mean, it did take a little bit of time to recover back up. What would really be bad is, yeah, if we penetrated all the way below 42 down to 40, and then yeah, if we break below 40. I mean, as long as we're above 40, I'm still okay with it, to be honest. I like your realistic TA. Thank you very much, Luca. Still too bad. I need a jacket like yours. Will it keep me warm? It's been minus 30. What the? Minus 30 to minus 45 the last 2 weeks. Bloody hell, man. I don't know how you do it. Why? Why would you do that? Honestly, why would you do that to yourself? Minus what? Minus 30 to 45. That's death? That is like literally dead. I mean, death. Like, how do you live? Can I explain what a double bottom is? I mean, it's fairly straightforward. You can Google it, but it's where the market sets one bottom, and then it sets a second bottom at the very same price level after some time has elapsed, and then the market rallies up. Well, I mean, the final part is optional, but yeah. Thoughts on high gas fees with Ethereum at the moment? I don't know what thoughts to give you for that. That's not really a question. I don't really have any thoughts on it, to be honest. If this is a double... Oh, you've already answered that one. Never mind. Let me see what else we have here in the comments. Some more questions and so on. Greetings from Jamaica. Hey, how you doing, man? How many Jamaicans we got in the chat right now? Just anyone in the Caribbean, like, islands. I really want to go to Jamaica one day. Really, really do. How often do I trade altcoins? I mean, I mainly trade Bitcoin, but I'm not so sure, to be honest. It's probably like a 65-70% split to Bitcoin and the rest in altcoins. But lately, it's been a lot more altcoins just because Bitcoin was quite boring and I was making a lot of money off them. But they weren't trades, they were more so investments. Have I ever been to Czech Republic or Slovakia? Never to both. I really, really want to. The furthest east in Europe, actually I went to Greece, so that doesn't really count. But other than Greece, the furthest east I ever went was Austria. Greece doesn't count because that was just Mykonos and Santorini in it. So I mean that's just what you do in it when you're young. So not even when you're young, but just when you want to go to an island, really. Am I ever going to visit Jamaica? Of course, 100%. I have to. It's Jamaica. Any place to see the global order book? I don't know about that. Oh, you found Casta? Good stuff. Glad you found it. I don't know where you can see the global order book, but if you do find out, then someone let me know. Or someone in the comments probably knows. If you guys can help answer that question for Christopher. He's asking, is there any place to see the global order book across all the exchanges? There is one place. I had it before, but I don't know anymore. A lot of people from Barbados. I want to go to Barbados as well. It's going to be pretty good. Jamaica is good for smokers. Why do you think I'm trying to go, man? Dominican Republic, nice. Got Jamaica in my lungs. Not even that though. I mean, I just want to, you know, obviously I've got friends everywhere. Just kind of, you know, being a YouTuber, it's going to happen naturally. And although I hate living on an island. I hate islands. I hate island life. I hate everything about it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. So it can only be like a few day affair, you know, a couple days affair for me, and then I have to leave. $6 months on a yacht in the Caribbean. My goodness. Wow. Must have been a really good 6 months. Would you advise longing and going to sleep? Shit. Well, I wouldn't advise anything. I'm wondering if I would do that. It's a pretty good area to go long. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that. Talking about a great smoke in Canada. Yeah, but you're going to be freezing your tits off. It's not going to be worth it. There's no point smoking up if you're in a cold place. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be chill. Even Amsterdam doesn't count. Portugal's a maybe. Portugal's alright. Amsterdam's just... it's cold. I mean, I get it, but... just because you got the right legislation doesn't mean it's automatically good, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta have the weather to back it. And the UK as an island doesn't count. But let me go back to that question about going long. The thing is it's a really strong support area, and I'm just thinking, like, a stop loss below this prior swing low. Just a % lower. Going long, say, like, right now. That's 3.6%. So 7x leverage would work. That would be roughly a 24% loss. Targeting 45.8. It's pretty good risk to reward, to be honest. It's pretty good. Yeah, that is a trade that I'd consider making. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. I'm just, this is the thing, is I'm just so, like, way too sleepy to make a decision on that right now, but it's a pretty good setup, I think, to go long. Just considering the risk profile, like, especially if I could get it a little bit lower, it would be a pretty good risk to reward ratio. And that's only to the first target. I mean, you know, the other, I guess the main target would be like 47, 48. Actually, no, 45.8 is probably going to be pretty difficult resistance to break. So it's a pretty good setup, yeah. I'll think about that. I might actually put something in VIP about it, but for now, I don't want to. The thing is we could even be here, you know, tomorrow. Like, if the price is still here tomorrow, then it's a big problem. It's going to be really, really dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, if I wake up, let's say in 10 hours, for example, assuming I'll sleep right now. I mean, I won't, but if I did, and the price is still here, you know, after 10, 12 hours, that would be really bad, in my opinion. That would be really, really bad, because that means that we're just not finding the strength to rise higher. I should visit El Salvador. Yeah, I really want to. I'll go to El Salvador. When I do a South America tour, I'll go to El Salvador. Does Bybit require KYC if you're from the US? I don't think they would require KYC specifically if you're from the US, but if you submit KYC and you're from the US and you prove that you're in the US, they'll probably shut down your account. But I'm pretty sure they let you withdraw your funds first. I've seen it happen to certain people, and you still get your funds out, so that's important. A lot of people from the Caribbean here. Wow, nice. That's just so cool. It's just crazy to think that, like, I'm here in Dubai, in the Burj Khalifa. Look behind me. In the Burj Khalifa. That's the Dubai Lake, right? Like, that tower over there, that's the address downtown. Right, you guys remember, like, there was a building that caught fire on New Year's a couple of years ago. It didn't really get in the news too much, but that's that building. Like, this is the tallest building in the world, and I'm talking to people in the Caribbean, like, and you guys are, like, living in your own version of paradise. Dubai to me is a version of paradise, and it's on the other side of the globe, and you've all got your amazing accents. I love the accents, I really do. That's so cool. What's the best country I've visited? I mean, it's probably the US, honestly. I mean, Los Angeles is still my favorite place on the planet. I don't even like the United States. It's such a broken country, but it's got LA, so it's winning. But I guess beyond that, the UAE is really good. I mean, I don't know about like best country in the world, right? Like best country is a big statement. It's a place I'd want to live in. It doesn't mean it's the best country ever. I mean, I think the best country ever might be, you know, like Switzerland or something, you know, like something that's just so naturally beautiful. I'm an American looking to move ASAP. Dubai is a consideration. Portugal also, but I truly don't think I'm able to learn another language. Well, I mean, you don't need another language if you come to Dubai. You might not even need it in certain parts of Portugal. You know, if you're in the south, for example, a lot of it's like being in Britain sometimes. I mean, so many British people. But yeah, I mean, Dubai is pretty easy. I mean, like everyone speaks English. Absolutely everyone. Someone says, I'm in California, and Bybit says your IP address indicates that you're in one of Bybit's restricted territories. Yeah, you just have to run a VPN. That's how you get around it. See, a lot of people don't like LA, but I've been there before everyone says it turned to shit. I mean, I haven't been there in like the 70s. Obviously, I wasn't born, but you know, I've been there before everyone says it turned to shit over the past few years, and I've been there afterwards. I went there last year in like May, and it was still my favorite place on the planet. It just gets better every time. It just gets better every time, you know, and I'm a big fan of art. I live my life with passion every single day. I'm so grateful to be able to do that. And one of my favorite songs ever is this one right here by 𝗪𝗀𝗙𝗜𝗖𝗑, West Side Love. This song encapsulates what I love about LA. Like the main words in this song is all about how LA makes Mark feel like he's never enough. It makes him like it took his heart as a city. That's just how I feel about LA. It's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful song. Check it out. Do I like hot sauce? Thank you for the offer for being willing to ship out some sauces. I like hot sauce, but not enough to, you know, deliberately like go out and try and find some hot sauce. And to be fair, I never ever eat at home. I mean, I get delivery quite a lot, but yeah, I'm just such a lazy fucker. Honestly, like it's disgusting. I'm like, I'm really bad. Like if there's a girl living with me, I won't even do my laundry. You know, like I'm that bad. So, like I wouldn't go to the fridge to get hot sauce out. I'm like a different level of lazy. It's ridiculous. What's the best site to margin trade on? Easy, mate. Easy. It's Bybit. Bybit by a long shot, in my opinion. Oh wow. It's there it is. Yeah. Bybit, far and wide, best place to trade on, in my opinion. You already know the deal. It's in the description. Get up to $4,100 for free when you sign up using my link and make your first Bitcoin deposit. Check it out. It's all in the description down below. How old am I? I'm 20. I've actually never been to Japan. Someone mentioned Tokyo. I really want to go. As soon as they lift their restrictions, I'm gonna go. Nothing more beautiful than British Columbia. Yeah, I was just talking to one of the crypto girls out here about Vancouver and what is it, Whistler? Winslow? I don't know. I really want to go up there. That would be really cool. So many places to go. What's my favorite restaurant in Dubai? It's probably 𝗧𝗏. You guys need to, if you live in Dubai and you haven't been to 𝗧𝗏, you need to go. 𝗧𝗏 it's an Uzbek place. Uzbek, right? Like most of you probably don't even know Uzbekistan, the country. Like I guarantee you wouldn't be able to show it on a map. But like they've got some pretty crazy food. Like with Russian, obviously, like there's so many Russians out here, and so many Uzbeks actually. So yeah, like they've got some killer food. Like it was very, very surprising. LA ruined by Democrat policies. The city's a disaster. I get you, man. I get you. I don't like their government just as much as the next freedom lover. I don't. Like, but at the same time, it still got the charm. It still has the magic. I can't even drink legally in some countries. Yeah, it's good for me. I don't like to drink, so I'm pretty happy with that setup. Yeah, I do need to call it a stream though right now, guys. I'm a little bit disappointed I'm not gonna see the Fear and Greed Index update. I mean, someone's telling me it's gonna be 16. Oh, it's actually pushed back a bit. Oh, it did update. It's 24. Why is it updating multiple times though? That's really strange. I don't know what's going on there. But oh yeah, guys, and by the way, with the Bybit thing and the VPN thing, I'm not telling you to do it. Use your own common sense. I did it when I was in the US. Doesn't mean you should do it. I should come to Kuwait. You have the best food. I believe you, man. I believe you. I've only been to one country in the Middle East so far, and it's the UAE. And I want to go to the rest. At least the 𝗙𝗙𝗔𝗡𝗏 countries. All the 𝗙𝗙𝗔𝗡 countries. Gotta check them off. So yeah, 𝗧𝗏 is pretty good. There's a lot of good restaurants in Dubai. I mean, Dubai is a tourist city, right? So, you know, there's no shortage of good places to eat out here. For sure. But yeah, this Fear and Greed Index, I don't believe the reading here. 24 is way too high. There's no way that it climbed on a dump day. So, yeah, I'm not gonna wait around for this to update. Which chart is best to watch? I mean, I use Coinbase because it's a spot market. I definitely would not use the Bybit chart because that's a derivatives chart. So that's gonna be a little bit skewed and unrealistic. Lebanon has the best food in the Middle East. Yeah, it's Arab and it's Mediterranean. That's pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy mix right there. I love Lebanese food. Where is that restaurant that I'm talking about? It's on the Palm. On the Palm in Dubai. It is they've even got shisha. Like it checks off every box. Honestly, I was surprised. I had no idea that Uzbek food would become like my favorite in the whole world out of everything. I grew up eating fish and chips, for fuck's sakes. Like I don't even know what Uzbek meant, like, you know, 3 years ago. Never even heard of it. I mean, I must have heard of it, but yeah, nothing more. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night there. I'm so tired. I've actually just started becoming very hungry as well because I like almost literally didn't eat anything yesterday. Was doing quite an extended fast. I like to do long fasts sometimes. And I didn't expect to be doing a 2-hour live stream. Is it 2 hours? It's been a little bit more than 2 hours, hasn't it? Yeah, shit. Yeah. It's over 2 hours on this live stream. I didn't expect to do that on an empty stomach, so I'm gonna get going, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. If you've enjoyed it, you know what to do. Smash up those likes one last time. Smash up those likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. If you want free money, take advantage of it. The offer just started again about 24 hours ago. $4,100 free of charge when you follow the link in the description down below to sign up to Bybit. You want to join VIP, gain access to our Full Flight Academy courses for free, where I teach you everything I know about trading from A to Z. Bam! On screen as well. Go check it out. Those of you who've reached out, every single one of you have already received a response. So make sure that you reach out if you want to gain access to it. What else did I want to mention? I forgot. Oh, yeah. And then Bitcoin. It looks like this bounce is sticking. So, I mean, it's way too early to say. It's way too early. It'll be a lot easier to draw a conclusion on this if Bitcoin rises above 44, because if it rises above 44, it's probably going to rise all the way up to 45.8. I would then like to see how we interact with this level. If we pass this level, next resistance is at 47/48, and if we break that level, next resistance is at roughly 51. So, and then there's a lot more resistance in between with the EMA ribbons and so on and so on. But yeah, for now, that's what I'm seeing just with this naked chart. So those are my final Bitcoin thoughts. Thank you all very much. I'm going to go to sleep and attack tomorrow. I'll see you all in the very next video. Just scanning this. Is there anything else I want to look at? I really want to buy Cardano, guys. I'm just looking for an excuse to buy Cardano. Really, I mean, this thing topped out at $3 and it's at $1.24 right now. I mean, as far as big altcoins that have dropped this much, this is pretty impressive. This is pretty impressive. All right, guys, I'm off. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the very next one.